So today we're working on the bucket cylinder on my Komatsu PC150. As you can see, it's had quite a life. It's gotten beat up, twisted, all sorts of things have happened to it over its lifetime. There's actually a slight bend in the cylinder tube. It doesn't seem to affect it too bad, so we're not going to worry about it. It's not worth sinking a bunch of time or money into, but it had gland seal leaking on it, so I pulled the end off of it, and we're getting it cleaned up a little bit and getting ready to pull the ram apart. I've got the ram out, and as you can see, the ram isn't in too bad a shape. There's a scuff mark that we're going to deal with. See if I can get it to roll over here and we can take a look at it. You see that scuff mark on it. That's been there on it for a long time, and it's not affected anything. It hasn't given me a problem. You can feel it, but it's pretty smooth. So the gland seal and has conformed to it until just recently. Let's see if we can get in here on this, and you can see on that dust seal, you see a little piece of what I think is gland seal that's broken loose, and this thing was dumping out about a gallon maybe every 45 minutes there at the end. It's about how long it took me to get up out of the woods. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to pull the ram apart here. We're going to put new seals on it. We're going to put new gland seals on, which are back in here, you can't see, but we'll get the gland seals in it and the O-rings on it, and try to get it back together, get it back on the machine, and get it working today. So that's our goal. So I don't recommend using the pipe wrench, but that's all I had at the time. I didn't have a socket. It worked okay. Somebody else had a pipe wrench on it before, but I don't recommend it. So normally I'd expect to see a seal here, but there wasn't one. I'm suspicious of that, but I'll look at the parts manual and see what it's got and go from there. If you can see, but there's a bunch of crud in there. A bunch of wear on some of the seals there. And then this last one has gotten caught by something. And it's hard to tell what it might have been, but it looks like it's gotten caught by something. And when the cylinder ran out, they caught it and pulled that seal out with it. And it's got a tear in it here. So I think we're going to slow down a lot of fluid coming out. Interesting thing is there's no new scars on this. All of them have been here forever. And And this cylinder is not leaked a drop until the complete failure. So that's, to me, that's kind of interesting, because these seals aren't in the best of shape regardless of anything. This one here has been wearing and wearing and wearing. So we'll see if we can't show where that is caught. Right there. See where it's caught and pulled out. Now there's another little V-tear in there. And you see where all that seal's been smeared in there? And there's actually a void there where some of it's missing. I don't know. That's going to be impossible to see, probably. Somebody's been into this before, so we don't know. We don't know what they've done. You don't know. I saw things on this nut that were kind of suspicious to me, but it's worked fine for the entire time I've had it. So I feel pretty confident we can get this thing polished up, put back together, and it's not gonna cause the same problems. The one nice thing about the Komatsu cylinders is you can see all the bolt holes, and there's no threads back here, so you're not stuck with like you would be on a cat, where you're trying to unscrew the gland end. They all have pros and cons, but I really like the fact that you kind of unbolt it, and I put a couple of 1/2-inch rods in it. I said rods, but so the drive extensions, I put them in it, and I just tap them while pulling on it, and that kind of gets it turning a little bit and sliding out at the same time, and it's kind of like putting a puller on a gear, and you get a little pressure on it, and you tap it and it jumps. It pops out another 1/4 inch or whatever. So so you're not just that direct pull, kind of twisted at the same time. Everybody can kind of recognize that is kind of nice. So these fit good, and it doesn't take a whole lot of beating to get them to go. It's not a real big hammer. So anyway, that's what I do. You do what you want. I'm just trying to give ideas. Maybe get somebody else out of the woods sometime. So there's the part I've been worried about. The funny thing is, this wasn't where I had the problem on the gland seal. It was kind of on the opposite side there. That's why I was kind of dinking around over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the file over these. You can tell if you watch some TV shows or YouTube channels where they do forging. See how the file just skates over that chrome, but you can hear it kind of dig a little bit where this little bit of rust is. And I'm not a big hydraulic guy. Never had to work on a lot of it day after day. Just stuff like this, skid steer or track hoe, excavator, whatever you want to call it. Maybe something on an old bulldozer one time, but there's really not much to all this. And yet there kind of is. That's what I've kind of found, is people that really know hydraulics, and they know the ins and outs. They know what'll work, what'll work, and I'm always kind of guessing at it. I'm guessing that this one will work when I get done, because it worked before I took it apart. And I don't know what got into that, but something gouged it good. And that was on the bottom side, between the arm of the excavator and the cylinder. So I can't imagine they had some kind of catastrophic failure or something But all the welds look factory. Like I said, there's a little bend in that tube, but I don't know that it's really a problem. So I'm going to get this cleaned up a little bit more, get the Scotch-Brite out, and we'll get after it. When I first bought this machine, the main gland seals, or the gland seals on the main cylinders, they seep a little bit. Not enough to worry me too much. And you know, basically it costs you $300 for the seal kits for most of these. You could probably piece it together one seal at a time, but just for what you needed cheaper. But I always figure I'm in here and I figured if there's any soft steel kind of sticking up through the chrome there that's gotten gouged up a little bit more than it should have, that file will take it off. You could get a diamond file and go after it a little more. So I got this internal ring off. It's the first thing in there. And we've got to get this seal out. I'm trying to identify them as I go. Make sure that I've got all the right stuff. Everything needs to go back in. Really pretty simple. We're leaving the bushing in. Well, that dude's got an extra little ring that's new.
This little dude right here wasn't involved in this last one. It's in here, so, and it's kind of crispy feeling. Okay, so we've got our threads cleaned out. I'll lay a little paper towel, get some more trash out of the way. Here's the thing that surprises me a little bit, is that this didn't come with anything that we can see here. It didn't come with new piston rings. I'm kind of like other people I've heard talk about it. I'm not really going to worry about clocking anything too much. Well, I shouldn't take that back. I'm going to clock things, but I don't know that it really matters. And there is no O-ring that goes in here, which I find surprising. I wanted to see how it was fitting on the threads, how the Loctite was filling up. That's doing fine.
So here's that cylinder that we were working on. There's really not much leaking out of it. Really nothing leaking out of it. So there it is on the machine. Works good, as you can see while we were digging the hole for the tank. Got a couple other cylinders I need to rebuild. All of them seep a little bit, but these two, as you can see, pretty consistently wet, and not bad, but just wet. So we'll probably do that next month sometime. Well, that's all we have for today's video. If you'd like to give us a thumbs up or subscribe, we're going to have more videos coming out shortly. A lot of them with other repairs that I might have mentioned are coming up, and other pieces of equipment, other projects around the barn.